right, man. It looks like Russell Westbrook opted out of his deal with the Denver Nuggets. He had a 3 point something million, almost $4 million player option. He said, no, thank you. He said, I'm going to keep it moving. All right. So I'm not dealing with this. There was some issues about him in the locker room. Also, there talked about Dennis Schröder, the Schrödermeister. There's talks about him, um, being pursued by the Milwaukee Bucks. So, so we could lose Schröder to the Bucks. So if we have to replace, Dennis Schröder. They also, Bucks interested in Malcolm Brogdon, was a guy I thought was pretty good, kind of been injured. Tyus Jones. I think a lot of Piston fans like Tyus Jones. But let's talk about Westbrook. I think from a mentor standpoint of view, he's a good player. I think he learned to play well within that Denver offense in which they move the ball, and I think he's improving as the off-the-ball player, Hall of Famer, former MVP. There were some talks about his immaturity in Denver. Kind of heard some talks about he might rub people the wrong way. There were some talks that Mike Malone showed him a little bit too much favoritism. I mean, shit. He's a Hall of Famer. He's an MVP. He's been to the NBA Finals. You know what I'm saying? Like, golly. And they talked about that might have been one of the reasons why Mike Malone had got fired. Like, I don't understand people. I want to be a dick, but I'm not. I'm considering what he just did to me, but I'm not. But I don't think it's completely, too far left. I think between him and Schröder, the difference is probably around the same caliber shooter. I think the biggest difference is Schröder takes care of the basketball better than Westbrook. Both really good defenders. Maybe Westbrook a little bit more better defender. Westbrook still one of the most athletic players in the NBA. Still pretty much probably haven't completely been able to harness his ability to finish at the rim. I get it. He probably, still kind of missing bunnies. But, you just hear great things about him as a person. People speak highly of Russell Westbrook. But, some of the team chemistry things, he liked to hog the ball. He's one of those guys that, he likes to have that ball in his hand. He liked to have that ball in his hand. So I think, he liked the assist, and coming off the bench, he can kind of pretty much run the offense for the Detroit Pistons a little bit, make it a little bit easier on K. But I do feel like I just trust Schröder's decision making. I just trust Schröder's decision making a lot better than his. I trust Dennis Schröder's decision making a lot more than his. So some of the things that he does with the basketball, kind of some errors that he make in critical moment. Blew that bunny, he blew that bunny versus I forget who Denver was playing. They got mad. He blew the bunny. Then I think he turned the ball over, and then it was a whole bunch of shit going on. So, but I still think Schröder would be, with a full training camp. I think Schröder's still the best option. I think he fit well. He defended at a high level. He took care of the basketball. He doesn't really have the scoring mentality or the aggression to score like Russell Westbrook. I think he more, pass first type point guard, can hit some big shots, can defend. So I still think you want to bring back Schröder. But then if you can, then you start looking at guys like Tyus Jones, Malcolm Brogdon, kind of really ain't been healthy. I don't think Tyus was really give you the size. I could be wrong on that. That Schröder give you the length. Maybe if Minnesota, you get a 3-team trade. If KD go to Minnesota, maybe you can see if they can throw you Mike Conley. You know, really good veteran player. I believe he only had one tech his whole career, so I think Mike Conley will be a good look for the Pistons as well too. So, yeah. So he driving out here, he tripping. Yeah, I think that's a good fit for the Pistons, dude. Conley, or Schröder, but we'll see what happens with the Pistons, man. Um, but Westbrook, wouldn't be the worst fit in the world, but good defender, athletic, you know. But you just hear some things about him. You hear some things about him you really don't like. Some of the locker room things, but I think most of that was just, you got a Hall of Famer coming here. Of course, you're gonna show him some leniency. It's one of the, what was he, top 75 players of all time? I mean, shit, respect him. Respect this gangster. Respect this gangster. That's how I look at it, but know how I go. But I think the Pistons will, reach out, will welcome him with open arms. I don't think there'll be no issue there. So, that's my opinion on it. And but I don't know what other options they would have. I just really think you need that ball handler that you can trust, to take some pressure off K. You would like Ivy to be that guy. But I still think you want that additional guy. You would like Sasser to be that guy. But they want a veteran. And I just feel like, that one year they had Sasser, they should have just let him bump his head when they lost all them games. I really, really feel that. But, but if I don't get to play consistently, how can I learn and improve? But then again, I agree with Monty Williams on this point. I think Dwayne Casey allowed them to get in a rhythm where they played through mistakes so much they just became reckless. So I guess they violate, you had to demonstrate. So I understand from that point of view as well too. So but check out Detroit Pistons to our playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live and drop video. Check out Detroit Pistons to our playlist for more videos like this. Peace.